Very good morning to all. Today we will start with the internal genital organs. In last class, the topic that is covered that is external genital organs. That we have discussed that there are mainly three types of genital organs: internal genital organs, external, and accessory. Okay. External that are outsides that we can see, internal that we cannot see, and last accessory that are additional. So under the internal genital organs, first we will discuss regarding the vagina. So the female reproductive system, in that this is a diagram how they are situated inside the woman's body. Okay, so here the recto uterine pouch will be there, fornix, cervix, and greater vestibular glands. Okay, here the uterine tubes are there, okay, that are fallopian tubes, and they are covered by the ovaries. That is, here is the uterus. Next, vesico uterine pouch here. Next, vaginal opening. Next, here is a clitoris, labia minus or minora, and labia majors, that is labia majora. Okay. So these are the situations of all the reproductive organs in the body. Okay. Next, the internal genital organs. They are consist of the first, that is vagina. After that, the cervix is there. Then the uterus is there. Two fallopian tubes. Two ovaries will be there. Next, what are the supporting structures? That are the muscles. Broad ligament muscles. Next, the layers of the uterus. That is myometrium is there, endometrium and perimetrium, that we'll discuss in the uterus. Next, internal os and external os will be there. Okay, so vagina. Okay, vagina, it is an organ of the female reproductive tract, and it is a internal reproductive organ. It is distensible, a muscular tube which extends posterior superiorly from the external vaginal orifice to the cervix. So what is the vagina? So that is from the that extends from the posterior and superior form of the external genital orifice, vaginal orifice to the cervix. It has several roles within the female reproductive system. The first most important role, that is the sexual intercourse. It receives the penis and ejaculates, and assisting in its transport to the uterus. Means the sperm, they are ejaculated inside the vagina, and after that, with the help of the fallopian tubes, they can travel, and the after, if the formation of zygote is there, then it is implanted inside the uterine cavities. Next, the giving of the childbirth means expands to provide the channel for delivery of a newborn from the uterus, that is only in the normal delivery. Means there are two types of delivery. If first is normal and second is the cesarean section. So if normal delivery is there, then it is possible by the vagina. Next is the menstruation. Okay, every girl, they have a regular monthly menstrual bleeding. So a vagina, it serves as a canal for menstrual fluids and tissues to leave the body. Means by the roots of the vagina, the blood, fluid, and tissues, they are leaving from the body to the outside. So these are three functions: sexual intercourse, childbirth, and the menstruation. Next, what is the anatomical position of the vagina? If you have uh, remember in the diagram, then vagina, it is closely related to the many organs in the pelvic region. Anteriorly, it is covered by the bladder and urethra. Posteriorly, rectouterine pouch, rectum and anal canal, and laterally, ureters and levator ani muscles. So these are the three connecting organs of the vagina: anteriorly bladder and urethra, posteriorly rectouterine pouch, rectum and anal canal, ureters and levator ani muscles. Okay, so this is a vagina. You can see this vagina. So here the uterus will be there. Next bladder, urethra is there, and the rectum will be there. So these are the connecting organs or tissues of the vagina. It is a fibromuscular tube, means it consists or it is made up of fibers and the muscles, and it is like a tube-like structures with anterior and posterior walls, and they are normally collapsed and thus in contact with one another. The shape of the vagina is not a round tunnel, but in a transverse plane, it is more like an H lying on the side. At the upper ending, the vagina it surrounds the cervix. We have discussed before that the cervical opening is there, then creating two domes, that is fornix and the walls, and anterior and a deeper posterior ones. So that is a position of the vagina, nothing else. Posterior fornix is important as it acts like a natural reservoir for semen after intravaginal ejaculation. Semen that is formed, so after the ejaculation process, that is it acts as a reservoir to receive or to include the sperms. The semen retained in the fornix liquefies in the next 20 to 30 minutes, and it allowing for easy permeation through the cervical canal, means that is it can allow easy movements through the cervical canal. Vascular supply and the lymphatic supplies. Vasculars, they are mostly supplied by the arteries and veins. The arterial supply to the vagina is via the uterine and vaginal arteries, and they are the branches of the internal iliac arteries. Venous return or venous supply, it is by the vaginal venous plexus, which drains into the internal iliac veins via the uterine veins. Lymphatic drainage, it is divided into three sections: superior, middle, and inferior. Superior, that drains to external iliac nodes; middle, internal iliac nodes; and inferior, that is superficial inguinal lymph nodes. Okay? So these are the arterial supply, venous supply, and lymphatic supplies of the vagina. Okay, so here we can see that the ovarian arteries. Okay, so arteries, they are all covering and connecting. Next the uterine arteries will be there. Next vaginal arteries and internal iliac arteries, means they are the branches of the internal iliac arteries. So this type of the blood supply or the venous supply is there. Next is the vaginal abnormalities. Next, that is disorders or abnormalities that are related to the vagina. Okay, so abnormalities under that, the developmental abnormalities of the normal single vagina, it includes vaginal agenesis, vaginal atresia, double vagina, longitudinal vaginal septum, and transverse vaginal septum. Okay. The questions that is asked in your exam, that is abnormalities or congenital abnormalities related to reproductive, then you have to write down all that is related to each and every organs. But if asked on this specific vagina, then you have to write this abnormalities. Okay. Hmm. Here you can see the diagram of the vaginal atresia. Okay. It is a cross structure diagram. Here the longitudinal vaginal septum. Septum, that is, you can say that it is a division or the partition. Okay. And here this is a transverse vaginal septum. Okay. Vaginal agenesis. Agenesis means absent. Okay. So vaginal agenesis, simple meaning, that is absence of the vagina. Usually occurs with absent uterus, but ovaries, they are present. Okay. So the patients, they can have the ovaries, but there is absence of the uterus and absence of the vagina. Okay, and if vagina is absent, then it is known as the vaginal agenesis. Okay. Next is the vaginal atresia. The lower portion of the vagina, it consists of the fibrous tissues with a well differentiated uterus. Means under the lower portions. Okay, vagina, it is upper and lower portion, and the lower portion, it consists with the fibrous tissues with a well differentiated uterus, that is known as the vaginal atresia. Next is the Mullerian aplasia. Okay, so vagina, it's and the uterus, it is formed by the fusion of the Mullerian ducts. Okay, so here Mullerian aplasia, there is nearly all of the vagina and most of the uterus, they are absent. Okay, means the vagina and uterus, they both are absent. Accounts for most cases of absence of vagina with a normal external genital. Means the patients, they can have a normal external genitalia that we have discussed yesterday, that labia minora, majora, clitoris, hymen. Okay, so they may be present, but there is absence of the internal genital organs, that is uterus, vagina, and others. Can be associated with other anomalies including the fuse, cervical vertebra, and middle ear defects. Okay, so these are the associated abnormalities due to the Mullerian aplasia. Next is the septa. Septa, simple, that is a division or two parts. First, transverse vaginal septa. It can be present as a single or multiple in the upper or lower segments and may be patent or perforated. It can be the cause of hematometra or other fluid collections. Okay, so transverse vaginal septa, from the term you can this a transverse vaginal, and there are two separate divisions of the vagina with the transverse section. Okay, so there are chances it can be present as a single or multiple. There are chances that the one single septum is there, multiple septum will be there in the upper and lower segment. It may be patent or it may be perforated. Patent means it is open, and perforated, sometimes the septum is cover the whole vagina, that any fluids like the fluids of menstruation, any bleeding, so it is collected and it will become perforated if it is not patent. So it can be the cause of hematometra, means the collection of menstrual blood or other fluids collection. And longitudinal vaginal septa have also been seen. Okay, the longitudinal, in the diagram we have seen that the two different vagina can be. Some associated abnormalities. Associated means they are associating, they are with the present. The urethra can open into the vaginal wall. Okay, you may heard about the fistula. Okay, fistula, that is nothing but it is abnormal connection or abnormal opening of any one part to another part. So urethra can open into the vaginal wall, or the vagina can open into the urogenital sinus. Okay, so if the urethra is open inside the vaginal wall, then the patients or the girls or women, they can pass the urine through the vagina because there is a urethral opening inside the vaginal wall. Okay, so that is associated rectal abnormalities, that includes, that is not vagino rectal fistula. Okay, vagino, that is vagina, and rectal, that is rectal, and fistula, that is abnormal connection. Okay, so there is abnormal connection or abnormal passage, it's developed between the vagina and the rectum. Okay, so the patients, they can pass this through the vagina. Okay, it's also known as recto-vaginal fistula. Next is the vulvovaginal anus. Okay, vulval opening outside the vagina, and rectosigmoids or recto-vaginal fistula, that opening of the rectum inside the vagina. Okay, so these are the associated abnormalities related to the vagina. Okay, so this is all about the vagina. Okay, in the summary of the topic that we have seen, the normal position of the all the reproductive organs inside the body. Second, the internal reproductive organs, which are these, then vagina, cervix, then uterus, fallopian tubes, ovaries are there. Next, we have seen the structure and the functioning of the vagina. In that, there are mainly three functions, if you remember, that is sexual intercourse, menstruation, and next one is the childbirth. Okay. Next, associated organs, or which are the anatomical positions anteriorly, posteriorly, and inferiorly. Next, we have seen about the blood supplies, that internal iliac arteries are there, arterial, venous, and lymphatic three supplies we have seen. Okay. And after that, there is abnormalities related to the vagina. In that, first, that is a vaginal agenesis, aplasia, then transverse septum, longitudinal septums, associated abnormalities, that is rectovaginal fistula, vesicovaginal fissulas are there, vulvovaginal fissulas are there. Okay, so that is all about the vagina. If you have any doubt, you can ask questions by messages. Thank you.